Have you ever felt the weight of the world crushing your spirit? The fear of being hurt, betrayed, or misunderstood? Thoth, the ancient keeper of wisdom, whispers to us across time, no external force has power over the awakened soul. True strength has never belonged to the body. Muscles weaken, beauty fades, and time erodes every physical form. Strength is not in the flesh, nor in the fleeting approval of others. It does not come from applause, validation, or the praise of the world. These things rise and fall like shadows cast by the sun. They are temporary illusions. Real strength, true, eternal, unshakable strength, comes from the awakening of the inner light. It is born the moment you realize that within you exists a power untouched by time, untouched by pain, untouched by the judgments of others. This light, hidden deep within your being, is the spark of the divine. It is the flame that Thoth, the scribe of the gods, sought to preserve through wisdom, through symbols, through the mysteries passed down across ages. To awaken it is to remember who you truly are. Not a fragile body, not a mind filled with fear, but an immortal essence clothed temporarily in human form. When awareness rises within you, when the fog of ignorance begins to lift, you start to see what has always been there. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are not at the mercy of the world. The insults that once pierced you lose their power. The wounds that once defined you begin to heal. Betrayals that once consumed your heart no longer chain your spirit. Why? Because you step into a higher realm of being, a state of consciousness where no blade can cut, no word can wound, no action can diminish the light you carry. This awakening is not about denying pain. It is about transcending it. The body may still ache, the world may still bring challenges, but your essence stands beyond all harm. You are no longer identified with the storm, but with the unshakable sky above it. Think of the sun. Clouds may cover it, storms may rage, yet the sun remains untouched, burning with the same eternal fire. So it is with you. Your inner light, once realized, is untouchable. No rejection can dim it. No failure can erase it. No betrayal can extinguish it. And here lies the secret. When you live from this place of awakened power, you are free. You are no longer enslaved by the opinions of others, no longer trapped by fear of being hurt, no longer begging for love or validation. Instead, you radiate. You become a source, not a seeker. You embody what Thoth called the eternal truth, that the real self cannot be harmed, cannot be diminished, cannot be destroyed. This is not just philosophy, it is transformation. The moment you taste this awareness, you begin to walk differently. You no longer shrink when others attack. You no longer bend under the weight of criticism. You no longer collapse when the world denies you. Instead, you rise. Your steps are firm because they are rooted in eternity. Your words are steady because they flow from truth. Your heart is fearless because it knows it cannot be broken. And here's the paradox. The world still tries to test you. People may still project their shadows, still try to wound you, still attempt to take what they do not understand. But once you awaken, you see it all for what it truly is: illusion. Their words are echoes, their attacks are dust. They cannot reach your essence. This is the realm Thoth invites you into, the sacred dimension of inner invulnerability. A sanctuary not built by stone, but by consciousness. Once you enter, nothing external can shake you. The storms of life may roar, but your inner flame remains steady. And from this place you realize the greatest truth of all. That which is eternal within you cannot be touched. That which is divine within you cannot be harmed. That which is awake within you is already free. Thoth, the divine scribe, the keeper of wisdom, the one who inscribed truth upon the emerald tablets, left us a message that echoes across ages. The universe is mental. At first, these words sound like mystery, like a riddle carved in the silence of eternity. But when you sit with them, when you allow them to penetrate your heart, you begin to understand. Everything begins in the mind. Everything you see, everything you touch, everything you experience was once a thought, a vibration, a spark of consciousness. The worlds, the stars, the temples of stone, even the pain and joy you carry within, all of them are born from thought. Thought is the architect of reality, and if thought is the architect, then your mind is the sacred temple where creation begins. This is the first great key of Thoth. You are not a prisoner of circumstance. You are a creator of circumstance. The external world does not command you. It reflects you. The life you see around you is the echo of your inner world. Your beliefs, your thoughts, your emotions, they shape the very fabric of your existence. And so Thoth tells us, when you master your thoughts, you master your reality. Not partially, not sometimes, completely. Think of it. Every fear you carry is a seed planted in your mind. Every doubt is a chain forged in thought. Every wound you replay is an image that strengthens its own illusion. But when you learn to command your mind, when you align it with truth, with the eternal flame within, those fears dissolve, those chains break, those wounds lose their power. The world may continue to throw shadows, but shadows cannot harm the one who walks in light. Those who try to hurt you can only reach the surface. They can touch your body, they can throw words, they can betray trust. But your essence, your true self, is beyond their reach. It is untouchable. This is the paradox of life that Thoth reveals. The more you identify with the body, with the ego, with the fleeting roles of this world, the more vulnerable you become. Every insult strikes you, every betrayal crushes you, every loss breaks you. But the more you awaken to your eternal nature, the more you realize they cannot touch you. Your essence is indestructible. Your essence is eternal. Your essence is beyond the hands of time, beyond the cruelty of others, beyond even death itself. And here lies the liberation. Once you accept that the universe is mental, you no longer fight shadows with shadows. You do not waste your life reacting to the noise of the world. Instead, you create from the inside. You plant seeds of strength. You cultivate visions of truth. You guard your thoughts as sacred instruments of power. This is why Thoth is called the great teacher of balance. He knew that mastery of the mind is mastery of destiny. When you allow your thoughts to run wild, you are enslaved. But when you discipline them, when you focus them, when you choose them consciously, you rise into freedom. Imagine this. A person hurls words of hatred at you. In the old state of mind, you would break. You would bleed inside. You would question your worth. But with Thoth's wisdom alive in you, you pause. You see the illusion. You recognize that their words are not reality. They are projections of their own mind. And in that moment, you remain untouched. This is not weakness. This is invincibility. The power of one who has mastered the mind is greater than the force of armies, for no weapon can pierce the invisible shield of truth. And here's the eternal secret. Reality bends to those who master themselves. When your thoughts align with wisdom, when your inner dialogue is rooted in strength, the universe itself begins to respond. People treat you differently. Circumstances shift. What once looked like chaos begins to take form, like clay in the hands of the sculptor. Thoth whispers still, "Do not look outside for power. Look within. The mind is the throne of creation. Guard it, master it, and you will walk untouched in a world that has forgotten its own divinity." So understand this well. Your essence is not fragile. It is not breakable. It is the eternal diamond at the core of your being. And when you awaken to this truth, you will discover that you are no longer the one being shaped by the world. You are the one shaping it. The universe is mental. Master your thoughts. Master your reality. And like Thoth himself, you will walk as eternal light clothed in human form, untouchable, indestructible, free. Every wound from the past is a chain. At first, they feel heavy, unbreakable, forged in the fire of suffering. A harsh word spoken years ago still echoes in your chest. A betrayal long buried still stings when remembered. A failure, a loss, a regret, each becomes a link, binding you to a prison that seems invisible, yet painfully real. But here lies the truth. Chains are illusions. They have no existence apart from the power you give them. They live in memory, in thought, in the stories you repeat to yourself. Pain convinces you it is eternal, yet it only survives when you carry it forward in the present. Thoth's wisdom invites you to see beyond this illusion. You are not bound by pain. You are not defined by wounds. You are not condemned to relive the past endlessly. You are the one who can break the chains, not through denial, not through resistance, but through awareness. Awareness is the key that unlocks every lock. When you look at your wounds without fear, when you recognize them as lessons rather than prisons, you take back your power. The memory is still there, but the sting dissolves. The scar remains, but it no longer bleeds. What once enslaved you becomes the very ground on which you rise stronger. Think of it. How many lives are lived in chains? How many souls drag the weight of old stories, never realizing that the chains were never locked? The door was open all along. The prison existed only in the mind. To break the chains is not to erase the past, it is to transform it. Every pain you suffered, every wound you endured, becomes fuel for awakening. You see that even in betrayal, you learned resilience. Even in loss, you discovered depth. Even in heartbreak, you found the capacity to love more deeply. The chain becomes a thread of gold, leading you back to who you truly are. And who are you? You are not the wounded child. You are not the betrayed lover. You are not the failure, the mistake, the regret. You are awareness itself, vast, luminous, eternal. You are the flame that witnesses the story, not the story itself. Through remembering who you are, the chains fall away. Fear loses its grip. Guilt dissolves. Anger fades. What remains is freedom, the kind of freedom that cannot be given by the world and cannot be taken away by it. Breaking the chains is the act of reclaiming your sovereignty. It is the moment you decide, I am no longer a prisoner of what has been. I am the creator of what is to come. And in that decision, power floods your being. Do not mistake this for forgetting. It is not about erasing memories, but about transcending them. The wound becomes wisdom. The scar becomes strength. The shadow becomes light. And when the chains fall, something extraordinary happens. You walk lighter. You breathe deeper. You no longer react to life as a victim, but respond as a creator. You realize that nothing binds you, except what you agree to carry. So look at your chains. Name them. See them for what they are, illusions. Then rise. Rise through awareness. Rise through remembrance. Rise as the eternal self Thoth always spoke of. For the chains were never stronger than you. They were only as strong as your forgetfulness. And now that you remember, nothing holds you anymore. After this awakening, no one can hurt you. Not because the world suddenly becomes gentle, not because people stop projecting their shadows, but because you no longer live through the fragile shell of the ego. The ego is delicate, breakable, easily wounded. It thrives on approval and dies in rejection. It clings to identity, to roles, to opinions. As long as you live through it, every criticism feels like an attack. Every betrayal feels like death. Every failure feels like the end of your worth. The ego is a house made of glass. It shatters with the smallest stone. But when you awaken, when you step beyond the ego into the vastness of your true self, you discover a state of invulnerability. The storms of life may rage, but they cannot touch the sky itself. Words may be spoken, but they echo only on the surface. Pain may visit, but it no longer defines you. This is not numbness. It is not the absence of feeling. It is the presence of something greater, awareness. You still feel, but you are no longer enslaved by feelings. You still face challenges, but they do not break you. You still experience loss, but it no longer destroys your essence. In this state, you rise beyond fear. Fear loses its grip because you see it for what it truly is, a shadow created by the mind. Fear is always about tomorrow, about what might come. But when you live awake, you rest in the eternal present. And in the present, fear has no soil to grow in. You rise beyond judgment. Once, the words of others pierced you like arrows. Their opinions shaped your sense of worth. But now you see clearly. Judgment belongs to the one who speaks it, not to you. Their words reflect their own state of mind, not your truth. You no longer bend under them because you are rooted in eternity. You rise beyond suffering, not because life stops being difficult, but because suffering itself is revealed as a choice, the clinging to pain, the identification with loss. Pain may come, but suffering no longer takes root, for you no longer cling to the illusion. You let go. You remain free. This is the state of invulnerability. It is not about building walls around your heart. It is about realizing your heart cannot be broken. It is not about fighting the world. It is about transcending it. It is the quiet strength of the awakened soul, unshakable, unmovable, eternal. And in this rising, you embody the wisdom of Thoth, the eternal scribe who recorded the truths of the gods, who preserved the mysteries in sacred words, who carried knowledge through the ages so that humanity would never forget. You become a living tablet, a bearer of hidden truth. For what is the hidden truth? It is this: that which is real within you cannot be harmed. That which is eternal within you cannot be destroyed. That which is awake within you cannot be touched by the illusions of this world. To embody this is to walk as light in a realm of shadows. You do not fight the darkness, you shine. You do not resist the noise, you transcend it. You do not shrink when the world tries to wound you. You stand radiant, untouchable, free. This is the gift of awakening. This is the wisdom of Thoth alive within you. And once you taste it, once you rise into it, nothing, no person, no word, no circumstance can ever hurt you again. So listen, the moment you awaken, you become free. Free from fear, free from pain, free from the illusions of this world. This is your initiation. This is Thoth's gift. And after this, no one can hurt you. But awakening is not passive. It is a choice. The choice to step out of illusion, to rise above suffering, to remember who you are. And every time you choose awareness, you walk deeper into freedom. Carry this message within you. Live it. Let it guide you when shadows try to return. And remember, you are eternal, untouchable, unbreakable. If these words awaken something inside you, then take the next step. Share this wisdom. Spread this light, because every soul that remembers contributes to the rising of all humanity. Subscribe for more teachings of truth. Leave your reflection below and join this journey of awakening. Together we are rewriting the story of humanity. And never forget, the power within you is greater than anything outside you. After this, no one can hurt you.